What's up everybody, this is Iron Trek 96 here bringing you guys another video review. This time around we're going to be taking a look at the Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End Pirate Armada Black Pearl with pull out Shipwreck Cove Playset. So this is the at World's End version for the Pirate Armada toy line that they had. So not to get it confused with the previous release that they did for this ship. As you can see right here, this is actually a little bit more premium version, and it did come in this packaging. I unfortunately don't have the original box anymore because as a kid, that was the last thing I was thinking about keeping. So as you can see, it's one of those miniature playset ships that comes with a little tiny figures that I have on display here. This particular set did not come with Mr. Davy Jones and Admiral Norrington. It only came with Will Turner, Captain Jack Sparrow, and Captain Barbossa. So before we get on to the review, yes, I do have some paint on my hands. I know that might be a bit distracting. I was working on a project earlier, so yeah, that stuff hasn't really washed off just yet. So yeah, anyways, back to the review. As you saw earlier, the little minifigs that come with this playset are on the small size. I mean, compared to the ship, as you guys saw in the previous shot, they are a little out of, well, quite a bit out of scale, but you know, if they were to release figures that would be to scale with a ship this size, they'd be ridiculously tiny. I mean, I guess Zizzle decided to stick with this scale because it was the norm for back in the day. I mean, these are very similar in size to the figures Hasbro was releasing with the Transformers crossovers. Yeah, these minifigs have most definitely seen better days. Especially that Will Turner there with his missing nose, and Captain Jack Sparrow here not too far behind, losing his as well. But yeah, aside from those minor cosmetic issues that was caused due to me playing with these figs as a kid, you know, aside from that, these figures are surprisingly well detailed for their size. I mean, Zizzle wasn't playing around when it came to making these guys. They went above and beyond when it came to detailing and painting. I mean, just look at that for their tiny size. I mean, yeah, these are great. The articulation on these guys, I mean, they're tiny little figs. I mean, come on, you're not gonna get much out of them other than that. If you move one arm, they both move because of that single peg that both the arms are connected to that runs through the body. I mean, that's about it. That's the same with all the other figures. They got the same articulation, so that's that. They do have their own unique weapons that are actually molded in. So Will Turner comes with a it looks like it's a sword, but I want to say that they're trying to go more with the knife that his father gave him in Dead Man's Chest. But I guess you could, I know as a kid I definitely played with it as if it were a sword. Captain Barbossa definitely comes with a sword, and Captain Jack Sparrow comes with his flintlock pistol. Let's take a look at these other guys. They don't come with this playset, but I don't have the playsets or vehicles that they originally came with. I just got these guys separately. So yeah, I might as well take a look at them. There's Admiral Norrington, really nice detail on this guy, and even a molded in flintlock on his waist right there. Same articulation as well. He comes with a sword molded in as his weapon, and Davy Jones has his giant lobster claw there, and his cane. This playset has most definitely seen better days. I mean, its condition, it's not horrible, but it's definitely not pristine. I mean, we're talking about this playset here is reaching the 20-year-old mark. I mean, that's crazy to think that it's been that long since that movie came out, because I got this when I was a kid. I mean, when all the store shelves were filled with all these Pirates of the Caribbean figures, I remember I immediately went for this guy and got it as a Christmas present, of course. And yeah, I love this thing growing up as a kid. I would, even though it's not meant to float, I would throw this thing in the bathtub and have a jolly old good time with it. I would enjoy watching it just sink. And yeah, anyways, good times, good memories. Let's take a look at the actual ship. This ship is amazing. I mean, for the time it was made, and then for its size, it's definitely not the best in terms of the detail, but it was meant to be a toy. It was meant to be played with, and it was definitely, you know, designed in such a way where they wanted you to play with those minifigs on here. So they didn't really go too crazy on the amount of detail they could have added, but what they did add, it's still amazing. I mean, look at all that, the paint job that they added. It just adds to that look of, you know, it's not a brand new ship. It's definitely been out there. It's fair share of battles and storms while it's out at sea. The anchor, I mean, look at that, the little statue that's on the front of the ship. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, this little playset here gave me countless hours of fun time when I was growing up as a kid. The helm does spin, as you guys saw in the earlier shot. You can put one of the minifigs holding or standing there and make it seem as if he's holding the wheel. Other than that, I mean, that's about it. It does have a few little platforms up top where you can put the little minifigs. Unless you balance them properly, they're just gonna fall right off. But that's pretty much what you know what they look like up there. You can put them on the netting on the side, so make it seem like they're climbing. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's about as much play value as you'll get out of these out of the ship mode. Shipwreck Cove Playset is in the back of the ship, so you can pull this out, and it's this entirely different environment pretty much from what the ship is. So what they were going for was for it to double, obviously, as like something you could pretend you're playing out at sea and on land. So this does open up like so, and that's what it looks like. Get a proper look at the actual miniature playset here. It does have some fair amount of detail on the table here. It's not bad. I mean, I get what they're going for. It looks like some kind of a map or something, a few mugs or whatever, you know, drinking their pirate rum out of, a little plate maybe with the pieces of 8 that's supposed to be that, or maybe just a plate with food. I don't know. It's, you know, as a kid, I would use my imagination, thinking, you know, making things up. A barrel here doubles as like a seat, I guess. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, now that I look at it on this side. You know, a couple of little barrels that are molded in there as well. Some rope on the top right there. But yeah, and this awesome globe in the middle, which let's get into the little play feature. If you spin it in a certain direction, so if you spin it that way, the little door here opens, and you get a molded in pirate. I would say that's Gibbs. He looks like it's he's wearing Gibbs's attire, but nah, it's some other generic pirate. But still, yeah, basically warning the Brethren court, like, you know, oh, you know, the Armada's here, let's go to war or something. And the little table does have this little gimmick where if you press this down, or tap it down, it's supposed to launch one of your figures. It's not moving as smoothly as it's supposed to. It kind of gets stuck because of how old it is. But yeah, but the idea is you put one of your little minifigs on there and just launch them away. Here's a quick look at what you could recreate with these minifigs, where you get Captain Jack Sparrow down there talking about cuttlefish, and Barbossa up there talking about, you know, bringing order to that chaotic Brethren court while he's standing on that table. I know Davy Jones wasn't in the scene, but I mean, I figure those two little barrels that are molded down there seems to be perfect to have him, you know, stepping in there. And you know, you can pretend Norrington here is even though he'd be dead at this point, and Will Turner was nowhere near the Brethren Court in that movie. But yeah, anyways, that's just to get the general idea of what the playset will look like with those figures in it. For a size comparison, here we have the Black Pearl next to the Transformers Star Wars crossover Millennium Falcon that was released around the same time as the Black Pearl was. And yeah, as you can see, this is another example of one of my surviving childhood toys. Yeah, it's definitely seen better days, and yeah, it's starting to yellow. I mean, it's been in storage, but yet this plastic, for some strange reason, still wants to yellow over the years. But yeah, this is an example of a toy that I still have from my childhood that brought a lot of joy into my life when I was a kid. There is also another size comparison for the Black Pearl along with these other miniature vehicles from other toy lines. And for a final size comparison, here's the Black Pearl next to the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Legends Class Devastator, the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Legends Class Jet-Powered Optimus Prime, as well as the Transformers Legends Ironhide and the Micro Galaxy Squadron speeder bike. I also put a whole bunch of other mini figures up here from different toy lines, just so you get the general idea of what they would look like on board the Black Pearl. I mean, of course, you probably never see any of these characters on board that ship because they're from completely different genres and universes, but still, that's just so you guys get the general idea of what these other tiny figs would look like on board that ship. Here we have a final look at these minifigs that come with this playset compared to other similarly scaled figures. So from left to right, here are the three that come with this Black Pearl playset. The other two Pirates of the Caribbean from pretty much the same toy line, just different playsets, as well as these three right here that are from the Star Wars Transformers crossovers that they used to include with the figures back in the day. And then this, I believe it's from the Action Fleet back when the Phantom Menace came out. And these three right here are from the Micro Galaxy Squadron, the most recent miniature figure toy line that's out there right now, as well as this Buzz Lightyear. And just for fun, here is the 3.75-inch Jack Sparrow made by Zizzle next to these three miniature figures that come with the playset. Alright, so final thoughts on this playset. Do I recommend picking it up? 100%. This thing is awesome. Granted, that might just be the nostalgia talking because I did grow up with this toy. But aside from that, if you guys could find it out there in the wild, definitely go for it. How much you should pay for it, I can't say because I really don't know how much this thing is going for now. If you guys could find it on the web, definitely pick it up. Again, I don't know what a decent price for it would be because I myself tried looking for it on eBay and on YouTube and I just couldn't find anything. I'm not saying that it's not out there. Of course it's out there. You just got to do a bit of digging. It's not an easy find. So for the rarity of this thing, yes, it's definitely rare, and if you could find it for a decent price, pick it up. But then again, that's up for debate on what a decent price for this thing is, because yeah, pretty much for you to value it, you have to have grown up with it. If you guys like Pirates of the Caribbean or just the pirate genre as a whole, this little ship here would make a fine addition to any collector's collection, or just to anybody that wants to have an extra decoration piece for their desk or you know, something for their office. Of course, you know, the story behind it is what gives it the value. Of course, it's not the most detailed little ship, but you know, it's the fact that it has this story or connection to some. But yeah, anyways, enough said. Thank you guys for watching this review. I greatly appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like the video as well, or even share to put my content more out there. But yeah, this is Iron Trek 96 saying thanks for watching.